Narrated Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Allah Apostle sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam said, the prayer of a person who does hadat, passes urine, stool or wind, is not accepted till he perform the ablution. A person from Hadramaut asked Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, what is hadat? Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu replied, hadat means passing of wind. Narrated Noman al-Mujmir, once I went up the roof of the mosque along with Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He performed ablution and said, I heard Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam saying, on the day of resurrection, my followers will be called al-Ghur'ul Muhajjalun, from the trace of the ablution, and whoever can increase the area of his radiance should do so by performing ablution regularly. Narrated Abbas bin Tamim, my uncle asked Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam about a person who imagined to have passed wind during the prayer. Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam replied, he should not leave his prayer unless he hears sound or smells something. Narrated Qurayb, Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu said, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam slept till he has snored and then prayed, or probably lay till his breath sounds were heard and then got up and prayed. Ibn Abbas radiyallahu ta'ala anhu added, I stayed overnight in the house of my aunt Maimuna radiyallahu ta'ala anha. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam slept for a part of that night. And late in the night he got up and performed ablution. From a hanging water skin, a light perfect ablution, and stood up for the prayer. I too performed a similar ablution, then I went and stood on his left. He drew me to his right and prayed as much as Allah wished, and again in lay, and slept till his breath sounds were heard. Later on, Muaddin, call maker for the prayer, came to him and informed him that it was time for prayer. The Prophet ﷺ went with him for the prayer without performing a new ablution. Sufyan said to Amr that some people said, the eyes of Allah's Apostle ﷺ sleep, but his heart does not sleep. Amr radiyallahu ta'ala anhu replied, I heard Ubayd bin Amr saying that dreams of the prophets were divine inspiration. And then he recited the verse, I, Abraham, see in a dream, O my son, that I offered you in sacrifice to Allah. Narrated Usama bin Zaid radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam proceeded from Arafat till when he reached the mountain pass. He dismounted, urinated, and then performed ablution, but not a perfect one. I said to him, is it the time for the prayer? O Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the place of prayer is ahead of you. He rode till when he reached Al-Muzdalifah. He dismounted and performed ablution, and a perfect one. The call for Aqama was pronounced, and he led the Maghrib prayer. Then everybody made his camel kneel down at its place. Then the Aqama was pronounced for the Isha prayer. with the which the Prophet ﷺ led, and no prayer was offered in between the two prayers, Isha and Maghrib. Narrated Atah bin Yasir radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu performed ablution and washed his face in the following way. He ladled out a handful of water, rinsed his mouth, and washed his nose with it by putting in water and then blowing it out. He then took another handful of water and did like this, gesturing, joining both hands, and washed his face. Took another handful of water and washed his right forearm. He again took another handful of water and washed his left forearm. He passed wet hands over his head and took another handful of water and poured over his right foot up to his ankle and washed it thoroughly, and similarly took another handful of water and washed thoroughly his left foot up to the ankle and said, I saw Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam performing ablution in this way. Narrated Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if any one of you on having sexual relation with his wife, and he must say it before starting, in the name of Allah, O Allah, protect us from Satan, and also protect what you bestow upon us, the coming offspring, from Satan. And if it is destined that they should have a child, then Satan will never be able to harm that offspring. Narrated Anas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, whenever the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam went to answer the call of nature, he used to say, Allahumma inni ha'uzu bika min al-khubusi wal khaba'is. O Allah, I seek refuge with you from all offensive wicked things, evil deeds and evil spirits. Narrated Ibn Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhu, once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam entered a lavatory and I placed water for his ablution. He asked, who placed it? He was informed accordingly, and so he said, O Allah, make him Ibn Abbas, a learned scholar in religion Islam. Narrated Abu Ayyub al-Ansari radiallahu ta'ala anhu, Allah Apostle sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if anyone of you goes to an open space for answering the call of nature, he should neither face nor turn his back towards the Qibla. He should either face east or west. Narrated Abdullah bin Amr radiallahu ta'ala anhu, the people say, whenever you sit for answering the call of nature, you should not face the Qibla or Baitul Maqdis. I told them, once I went up the roof of our house and I saw Allah Apostle answering the call of nature while sitting on two bricks facing Baitul Maqdis, Jerusalem, but there was a screen covering him.